They are beyond you.
What's up, everyone? This is the Strange Skull here, back at it with another review, and today we're taking a look at the first big release, I would say, that really started off this thing on YouTube, pretty much called Comicsgate. This is by Ethan Van Sciver. You might have known him from his work in DC Comics, particularly along with Jeff Johns during the Green Lantern Rebirth, Sinestro Corps War, and Flash Rebirth. He's a 20-year veteran of, I think he is a 20-year veteran of the comic industry. He does have a YouTube channel, Comics Artist Pro Secrets. He also, it's up here in the logo here, All Caps Comics is his company he's starting. But this is his first offering that was through Indiegogo, CYBERFROG Blood Honey. I can't remember the number right now, how much he made off of this, but it was successful enough that it started a whole new trend of a bunch of artists who have been blackballed, or guys who are just tired of being in Marvel or DC and tired of the SJW infestation of the comic industry, of trying to do this Indiegogo thing, to get their comics out in a way how they want to do it and how a lot of us feel comics should be. That's the good part. I'll get into the bad of it later, but first, let's just take a look at this. I got this, I think this came in the mail, a couple Sundays ago. Actually, last Sunday. Took me a while to do this video. I just wanted to think about this, what I have to say, because I'm pretty sure, I may or may not, but I think I'm going to get my ass chewed on my views on this, but I talked it over with a YouTuber, well, a fan of my channel and my buddy Spaceman's channel, Chipper. Want to give you a shout out, buddy. Really appreciate all your input on this, but we discussed this, and I'm going to give my views on this whole model of how they're doing, how EVS and a bunch of these other guys in the Comicsgate movement are trying to do comics, but I'm going to open this up for you, and we'll take a look at some of the pages inside. And right here, the cover, I love the cover. It's like this foil. It's really awesome. There's the back. It's really nice. Very good quality paper, I'd say. And this is in the inside jacket here. EVS's signature. Just like your typical comic you'd buy anywhere else. Ethan Van Sciver. Kyle Ritter here. He's a really nice guy. Nice thing I will say that with the Indiegogo campaign EVS did, he raised so much during one of his live streams that Kyle, his colorist here, got like I think it was a 10 grand bonus, which is really good, really nice for this dude, for Kyle being a colorist. And here's the first part one here. Awesome artwork. I would say this is definitely on the level of Sinestro Corps War, which is probably my favorite Green Lantern story, and Ethan did all the artwork for that. I love the Sinestro Corps War, and that's what this art really, in this whole book, it really just reminds me of the first time I read the Sinestro Corps War, which was a while ago, but this is just awesome. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, just for, I don't want to get copyright reasons or get slagged for that, but just beautiful artwork. The paper, like I said, paper's really nice. No ink coming off on your fingers, which is really nice. Let's just move in here. Like, I love these full page spreads he does. This is CYBERFROG getting made, but let's just page through here, as you can see. Love this. Oh, let's get over to the page where, and this is, Salamandroid. Down there in the corner, it's his brother. And just, there's the size of him. He's pretty much like a freaking tank, but it's about enough. I don't want to show the whole thing, just out of respect for Ethan. But I will say, this book, ran me $20, but the basic is, it's a retelling of CyberFrog's origins, and where he's been, this is a comic Ethan started his career on in the 90s. I never read CyberFrog, I never saw it, really wasn't around here, we didn't. Even today, my local comic shops really do not carry a lot of the, quote-unquote indie comics. Mostly my comic shops carry Marvel, DC, some Image books, and maybe some Dark Horse, and some like the other ones, like, of course, IDW, but, I can't remember the company, I think it was Chaos Comics, I forget who originally published CyberFrog, but this was Ethan Van Sciver's first creation. He got to buy the rights back to make this, but the comic, I think its original run ended in, the mid-90s, or, near the end of the 90s, and this is where this story fills in some of the gaps and explains why the comic ended, and it's supposed to pick up now. I'm going to start with the positives here. Great art, awesome presentation. I love this cover. The art, again, the most positives I can say, the art, the coloring, and the line work, beautiful. There's no mistakes, no blemishes on this. It's beautiful to look at. But I gotta say the negative is really, the writing feels like we're running. The whole time through this story, it doesn't feel like we're taking our time. It's like you're speeding through it. And I have to admit, as an example here, this might just be me, but sometimes this is CyberFrog and Salamandroid's mother. It's this living computer ship. Sometimes it is hard as hell reading her dialogue. I know he's doing it as an artistic, his artistic take on how she talks, but just the font, it's my pet peeve, is just sometimes it is just hard as hell to read what the hell she's saying. But really, I feel this story, it's told in 3 parts, but this feels like the story starts and stops in the middle of a story, and I don't know if it's going to continue. I don't know. Because he hasn't talked about doing more CyberFrog, from what I understand, and his next project is Rainbow Brute, so I don't know if this story's going to get finished. I thought this was going to be a complete story of CyberFrog fighting these, what the hell are they? They're, these, space wasps, and they're coming to Earth to, pretty much just devour everybody on Earth, and to make blood honey out of our bodies, pretty much. And the thing is, the way he talked about this story through all of his live streams, I thought this was going to be almost like a graphic novel. That it was going to be one story, a beginning, a middle, and an end. This story, I feel, gets started but doesn't finish. And if that was what it was supposed to be, I gotta say, the price point, I just really don't feel this was worth $20. It's hard for me to say, but I don't feel that this model that these Comicsgate guys are preaching, including EVS, he is vehemently behind this model of this is going to be how comics are in the future. I feel that's wrong. Because I gotta tell you, this book took so goddamn long to get. It was ridiculous. It was like, I guarantee it was almost like about a year ago, in October of 2018, when I put my order in for this to support his Indiegogo. I don't think I'm going to do it again. For Rainbow Brute, I feel that there were too many delays with this. Again, my negatives, again, this is just my opinion, and I'm a nobody, I'm just a dude who reads comic books, but I felt Ethan really needs an editor. Somebody to push him more, tighten up the story, and really just get the goddamn art done. Because I felt like he kept having delays, like, oh, he was doing new pages, he was doing all this stuff, but it's like, this book just took fucking forever to come out, and it got to the point, I never thought it was going to come out. I thought I wasted my damn money, and then, when he said it, he kept saying, oh, it's coming out. Oh, no, it had a delay. There was a printing problem. Now, when I finally got this, I didn't even get a notice that it shipped to me. I just went to the mail one day, and there was this package, and here it was. Now, I know Comicsgate has a strong following on YouTube. I agree with a lot of their points about modern comic book companies, that they are infested with these whiny, bitchy SJW assholes who don't know how to write. They want to write about nothing but political issues that are scaring people off. Now, I will admit, this is a good... the story so far, I liked it in this story where there's no political agenda. There's no bullshit in this about SJW politics. That's a plus, but this, I'm sorry to Ethan, but this is not worth $20. And if I was paying for this high glossy material, sorry, I kind of feel like I got ripped off. To me, $20 is a graphic novel with a complete story. This is like the prologue to a book. That's what this really is. I'm sorry to say it, I know everyone loves EVS, they worship the ground he walks on. You know, Uncle Teehee, the pie-eating motherfucker that he is, but I'm just sorry, I don't think I'm going to be a repeat customer on this. I'm sorry. I can't justify shelling out $20 for this, and then waiting a year, and then just hearing about, oh, well, I wanted to add another splash page. I don't give a shit. I paid you for this, and I feel kind of like I got ripped off. I hate to say it, I feel like I've been ripped off a bit. I thought I was getting a complete, open, shut story. And I didn't. I got the prologue that was moving so damn fast to get nowhere. And I just don't think that this Comicsgate model is going to be successful. I know all of these guys, Zach from, he used to be, Diversity in Comics. I just can't remember what his channel is off the top of my head, but all these guys, like his Jawbreakers story, I kind of wish I would have put my money into that, because he did a complete open and, start, middle, finish story. Ethan didn't. This is a prologue. This just... I didn't want to be negative about this at all. I thought I was going to have a few gripes before I read this, but I just... Realistically, if Ethan wants to keep writing stuff like this, he should try and find a way to get into comic stores. I really feel like that. It's just this... I'm just sorry, I cannot support this Comicsgate model of, oh, we're gonna write this story, it's gonna be awesome, and then it takes me a year because I'm an artist, and I go, oh, I want to draw this, and then he forgets the fucking story. And also, too, it's like, before even this was finished, I felt he was taking way too much time with his YouTube channel and talking about Rainbow Brute. It's like he forgot about this and then went with Rainbow Brute. But again, that's just my opinion with this. I know I mentioned Chipper earlier, and he still hasn't gotten this one yet. He still hasn't gotten his copy of CYBERFROG. And that's kind of another big glaring issue he had, as well as I did with this. They keep talking about, oh, we want to get rid of the comic mod. We want to change this. But guys, this model sucks. I paid you for something, and it takes you a goddamn year to get it out to me, and it ends before this fucking, this issue, this book ends before anything fucking starts. It kind of annoys me. Again, I didn't want to be negative about this. I was excited when I first heard this, but when it was like, delay, after delay, because, I had to add more pages. It's just like, I was getting pissed with that. I should say, the time waiting to get this done soured me on this whole Indiegogo demand, all the customers, we pay for this to help it get made. I don't like this model. I don't think, if this is going to be the future of the comic industry should just die. Because they love to shit talk Marvel and DC, and again, Marvel and DC deserve all the flack they get, and more. They've ruined their own industry, but at least they get their books out to their customers on time. This took so long, and I feel it didn't deliver. Now, this is just, again, I've said before, this is just my opinion. I'm pretty sure your boy Zach and other people have just gushed over this and probably said it's the greatest fucking thing ever, but I'm being totally honest. And if I get a bunch of flack for this, sorry guys, it's just my fucking opinion. You don't like it, tough. But again, this is just from my opinion, from someone who has read comic books all his life. Anyway, I am the Strange Skull. If you like this video, like. If you think my opinion is horse shit, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. And again, I want to say another shout out to my boy Chipper. Thank you for helping me discuss this and getting my ideas out. You're a real good dude, man. And also, send some likes to Spaceman, even though he's a gimpy old bastard. He needs all the likes he can get. He's going through a little bit of a rough patch right now, but just go watch his videos. He's a good dude. He's like a brother to me. Again, this is the Strange Skull with another episode of the Skull Pit. Take care, guys.
Such heroic nonsense.